Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you are having a fantastic one. I appreciate you being here, taking the journey with me, sliding on in. As today, what are we doing? Returning to a little bit from Ennio Morricone. We're going to come back to the soundtrack of Once Upon a Time in the West, and this time we're going to be checking out the piece "Man with a Harmonica" off of the album, released in 1972, from the 68 film of the same name, obviously. We're giving this a listen because this was suggested and sponsored by Sylvain. So, Sylvain, thank you so much for the recommendation. I truly appreciate that. How long is the movie? I'm pulling it up right now so I can see. How long is this movie? 171 minutes. Uh, It's just at this particular time, at this exact time, I just don't have the time for like that long of a movie. Although there may be a movie reaction coming out within the next 2 weeks. Stay tuned for that. All right. Anyways, what do you say we listen to it? What do you say we talk about it after? What do you say to what do you say? Oh, and before we get into it, because I did see this because it's on the first line of the plot when I have it pulled up here on Wikipedia. The man with the harmonica. Okay, so literally that's a character in the movie. A train arrives at the old west town of Flagstone, where a man with a harmonica, later dubbed Harmonica, kills three men attempting to ambush him. Well, seems to be pretty able-handed himself. And I see that harmonica. Who was he played by? I'm looking on where's the casting? There's casting. Cast. There it is. Charles Bronson. Handling that's that particular role. I guess those three people had a death wish.
Please clap.
I had that one loaded in the chamber for you. Okay, let's go ahead and give it a listen. We'll talk about it after. Here we go. Now I know where my little graphic is. Has a very mysterious vibe to it. Very ominous. Besides the guitar. That sounds heavy. Wow. Wow. What a cool change from the guitar to the orchestra. It's really well done. cool how it just came down as well. Okay, perhaps, I shouldn't expect anything less from Ennio, but this was a fantastic piece. This was a track that went through a lot of different emotions, spun a lot of spells, and then came out at the end of the climax with a fade out, and all of this within 3 minutes and 25 seconds. And I thought it was really brilliantly produced as well. So I love how ominous the beginning sounds. The harmonica kind of sounding like a train arriving at the station. It sounds like, the horn or whatever. It sounds like it's arriving, but it does so with a certain ominous feeling to it. There's something deeply, maybe not deeply, maybe just lightly unsettling about it. The intro, I thought, really establishes a really great, windy, ominous kind of sound. And then even when the music begins to creep in underneath the harmonica, it matches, the orchestra and the harmonica match, but there's something slightly off about it, as if the tectonic plates are crunching together, and it's yeah, they're together and combining, but there's something about it that's just not sitting exactly quite right. I really think that's awesome in a way of kind of providing and presenting a presence into the music. Then, how mean is that guitar when it comes in? It strikes with just abandon, and it's heavy. Like, it's heavy. And can I tell you, on one hand, there are notes and flavors from the guitar playing that, of course, sound very Western. But on the other hand, it just sounds very drony. And, this could very well, if you did not say that this was the intro to, well, I shouldn't say the intro. This was a part of the soundtrack to a film. It already has a very cinematic sound to it, just with the build-up and the expansiveness of it. But this could very well be the introductory track to like a rock album or a prog album or a symphonic rock album. Like, it has that kind of presence. And I think that that's incredibly well done, how that's presented there. And like I said, that guitar just has a deep droniness to it. And I like how it's allowed to breathe in its particular space. Then, of course, you have the build-up of the orchestra underneath it, becoming more and more intense, until eventually giving way to the orchestra. That guitar is kicked away, and that heaviness, that moodiness, that desolation is kind of moved away for a moment for a little bit of a golden opportunity here of the orchestra, which still maintains a brilliant and magnificent kind of energy to it, but this time not as gritty, not as texturally abrasive as with the guitar. Now it's giving way to something a little more elegant, right? But then it comes back as if after that whole beautiful journey, you come right back to that ominous, foreboding sound. I think that was incredibly well done. How this particular piece moves from segment to segment, I guess you could say. That was really, really awesome. And it's a short track, but it makes a big impact. I would be curious to see, briefly, because of copyright, how this would be used in the film, and at what particular section this would come up. I can imagine in the beginning, which, from what we read of the opening shots, I can imagine, like, a train arriving. Well, it sounds like the train there, so it's very possible that it's featured right there in the beginning of the film. I wanted to see if perhaps we find that. It could be here. Hold on. I'm playing the film off screen to see if we can find. There it is. Okay. I'm pulling it up here right now so you guys can see. Look, this is the standoff. I'm skipping. And he's actually playing the harmonica. He's playing them their final song.
And Frank? Too many.
I don't want to spoil them. We read that he kills them. Oh, man. Now that's true grit. But I like how it was used at the beginning. Here. because it creates an ominous, once again, foreboding sound, and foreboding for those three men because nothing is going over very well for them. In that case, death arrived on a stagecoach or on a train, full steam ahead. Let me know what you guys thought, of course, down below in the comments. I appreciate it. Sylvain, thank you so much for the recommendation and the request. I appreciate that as well. I hope that you all enjoy the rest of your day. Please come on back again tomorrow, and I will see you all then. Bye, guys.